Has it ever happened for you that certain themes or topics of conversations tend to recur again and again during a certain period of time, especially at times when you need to hear them or think about that particular theme? For me, the theme that's been recurring this week with colleagues and friends and students has been dealing with our fears, our resistances, our self doubt. I remember a time several years ago when I went on a fire walk. At the time, I had been very drawn to the idea of fire walking, but I was absolutely terrified of it. So I told myself, well, if there's ever a woman that leads a women's fire walk specifically for women and our issues, then I will go. And wouldn't you know it, the very next day, I got a flyer from a woman, Georgianne Johnson, who was leading a fire walk for women. Well, I signed up, although every part of me was screaming, no, don't do this. When I was actually at the firewalk and standing next to this huge bonfire that we built, I could feel the heat kind of going to my body, and I could feel myself starting to just shake. I was utterly terrified. Georgianne had given us full permission to not walk. She said, in fact, it takes sometimes more courage to choose not to walk as to walk, but still, I really did want to. I began to focus on why was I doing this. I wanted to empower myself to feel like I could walk through my fear, to go to where I wanted to go during my work at that time. As I stood next to these hot, shimmering coals and felt my body shake, I wondered what it would be like if I could just think about this fear, this shaking, being the exact same energy or chi as the shimmering light coming from the coals. Well, I did walk across that bed of coals that evening, and I didn't burn and I didn't blister. I remember now, as I think about facing different places that I have resistance, what it's like to place that focus on what is it that I really do want, and keep that focus there at the same time I can be with all of these different feelings and thoughts that say no, and how I can turn that into a source of empowerment instead of something that stops me.